Right now, in this exact moment, there is a real chance your cat is in pain and you have absolutely no idea. Not because you are not paying attention, not because you do not love them enough, but because your cat is doing something they have done for millions of years, something written so deep into their biology that no amount of trust between you and them can override it. They are hiding it from you. And the scary part is, the better they are at hiding it, the more they trust you, because in the wild, only the animals too weak to hide their pain got eaten first. Your cat's brain does not know the difference between a hungry coyote and your living room couch. As far as their instincts are concerned, showing weakness is still dangerous. So today we are going to break that code. We are going to walk through the real, veterinarian-recognized signs that a cat is in pain, the subtle ones almost every owner misses, and by the end of this video, you are going to look at your cat completely differently. If you are new here, welcome to Cat Rules, where we take the science of cat behavior and health and explain it the way a friend would. No jargon, no judgment, just the truth about what is actually going on inside that furry little head. Let's get into it. Sign number 1. They stop doing the thing they love most. Every cat has a signature behavior. Maybe your cat greets you at the door every single day without fail. Maybe they always jump onto the counter the second you start cooking. Maybe they demand exactly 7 minutes of chin scratches before bed, like clockwork. These tiny rituals are not random. They are your cat's baseline, and pain is one of the fastest ways to break a baseline. If the greeting stops, if the counter jump stops, if the 7 minutes suddenly becomes 0, do not assume your cat is just having an off day. Cats do not really have off days the way we do. They are creatures of relentless routine, and when the routine breaks without an obvious reason, like a new pet, a move, or a schedule change, pain should be near the top of your list of suspects. Veterinary behaviorists call this a change in normal behavior pattern, and it is consistently ranked as one of the single most reliable early indicators of physical discomfort in cats, often showing up before any visible symptom does. Sign number 2, they groom too much or not at all. Grooming is one of the most delicate signals in the entire feline pain vocabulary because it can point in two completely opposite directions, and both of them matter. Some cats in pain will over-groom a specific area, licking one spot on their belly, their leg, or near their tail until the fur thins or disappears entirely. This is not random anxiety. It is often the cat's own attempt at self-soothing, targeting the exact location where something hurts, the same way you might rub a sore shoulder without even thinking about it. On the other hand, some cats in pain simply stop grooming altogether, because grooming takes energy and flexibility that a cat in discomfort does not have to spare. A dull, greasy, or matted coat on a cat who used to be pristine is a red flag that should never be dismissed as laziness. Cats are famously meticulous. A sudden drop in that meticulousness is not a personality shift. It is a body telling you something is wrong. Sign number 3. Their posture changes when they think no one is watching. This one takes a little detective work, but once you know what to look for, you will never unsee it. A cat in pain, especially abdominal or joint pain, will often adopt what veterinarians call a hunched or loaf position for extended periods, tucking their paws tightly underneath their body, rounding their spine and lowering their head, even while fully awake and alert. It looks a little like they are bracing. Compare that to their normal, relaxed posture, loose limbs, an open chest, maybe stretched out on their side. If you start noticing your cat holding that tense, closed-off shape more and more often, especially after activity like jumping or climbing stairs, that is their body-limiting movement to protect a painful area. Watch specifically for how they get up from lying down. A healthy cat rises in one fluid motion. A cat in pain often rises in stages, shifting weight first, testing it, then pushing up slowly, sometimes with a visible pause or stiffness before they commit to standing. Sign number 4. Their face tells a story you were never taught to read. This is genuinely one of the most fascinating pieces of feline science to come out in the last decade, and almost no cat owner has ever heard of it. Researchers developed something called the Feline Grimace Scale, a tool that measures pain based purely on 5 facial features: ear position, orbital tightening around the eyes, muzzle tension, whisker position, and head position. In cats experiencing pain, the ears rotate slightly outward and down instead of standing upright and forward, the eyes narrow and squint rather than staying open and round, the muzzle tightens into a slightly elliptical shape. Instead of relaxed and round, the whiskers pull forward and clump together instead of curving naturally outward, and the head drops below the shoulder line instead of sitting level and alert. None of these signs on their own would necessarily alarm you. Together, held for hours at a time, they paint an unmistakable picture. Next time your cat is resting, take 30 seconds and really look at their face. Are the ears soft and forward or pinned slightly back? Are the eyes calm or held in a tight squint that never fully opens even in a quiet room? This single skill, reading feline facial expression, might be the most valuable 30 seconds you ever spend with your cat. If you are finding this useful, this is exactly the kind of practical, science-backed content this channel is built around, so if you have not already, go ahead and subscribe, because we put out a new video like this every single week, and trust me, sign number 5 is the one almost everyone gets completely wrong. Sign number 5, they get more affectionate, not less. This one surprises almost every cat owner because we tend to assume a sick or hurting animal will withdraw completely, and sometimes that is exactly what happens. But a significant number of cats in pain actually seek out more physical closeness with their trusted person, not less. It sounds counterintuitive until you remember what we talked about earlier, that your presence can trigger real, measurable physiological calming effects, lowering stress hormones, and activating a sense of safety. A cat in discomfort may want to be near that safety more than ever, climbing into your lap more frequently, following you from room to room, or sleeping pressed against you rather than in their usual solo spot. The key here is not whether the affection increased or decreased. The key is whether it changed from their personal normal. An independent cat who suddenly wants constant contact is telling you something just as loudly as an affectionate cat who suddenly avoids you. Sign number 6, changes in the litter box that have nothing to do with the litter box itself. We have talked before about litter box issues signaling stress, but pain deserves its own separate conversation here because the mechanics are different and worth understanding. A cat with joint pain, particularly in the hips, spine, or hind legs, may start avoiding the litter box simply because climbing in and out or squatting for the necessary amount of time has become physically difficult or even painful. You might notice them eliminating just outside the box on softer surfaces nearby, or straining in a way that looks more like discomfort than a bathroom issue. A cat with dental pain might avoid the box less directly, but show a related pattern, eating less, drinking less, and producing smaller or less frequent waste. Any sudden change in litter box behavior deserves a full assessment, not just a behavioral one. Before you assume it is a preference issue with the litter itself, rule out whether your cat's body is physically capable of comfortably using that box the way they used to. Sign number 7, they hide, but not the way you think. Every cat hides sometimes. That is normal, healthy behavior, especially for a naturally private species. But there is a specific quality to pain-related hiding that is different from ordinary alone time. A cat enjoying quiet solitude will usually still respond to your voice, may poke their head out when you enter the room, and will typically emerge on their own schedule for food, play, or affection. A cat hiding because of pain often becomes harder to reach entirely, tucking themselves into the smallest, darkest, most enclosed space available, sometimes not responding at all when you call them, and staying hidden even through meal times, which for most cats is an almost sacred, non-negotiable event. If your cat is skipping food to stay hidden, that is not a preference. That is a red flag that should move you toward a veterinary visit rather than waiting it out. Sign number 8, their appetite shifts in a very specific way. We already touched on skipped meals, but there is a subtler version of this that even attentive owners miss. Watch not just whether your cat eats, but how they eat. A cat with dental pain, a surprisingly common and often silent source of feline suffering, may approach the food bowl eagerly, clearly hungry, and then pull back after just a few bites, sometimes tilting their head oddly while chewing, dropping food from their mouth, or favoring one side of their jaw. This pattern, eager start, sudden stop, is a classic sign of oral pain rather than a simple lack of appetite, and it gets missed constantly because the cat still technically ate something. Dental disease affects a staggering percentage of adult cats, and because cats are so good at masking discomfort, many owners never realize anything is wrong until the disease has progressed significantly. If you notice this pattern even a few times, a dental check should be near the top of your priority list. Sign number 9, they vocalize differently or stop vocalizing at all. We know cats primarily meow to communicate with humans rather than each other, which means changes in vocalization are essentially changes in how they are trying to talk to you. Some cats in pain become unusually quiet, almost as if conserving energy or instinctively avoiding drawing attention to themselves, echoing that same ancient predator avoidance instinct we opened this video with. Other cats do the opposite, developing a new, distinct vocalization, a lower, rougher sound, or a sharp cry specifically when touched in a certain spot, moved a certain way, or during activities like jumping that used to be silent and effortless. If your cat suddenly cries out during a specific movement, like jumping down from the bed, that is about as direct a message as a cat can send you, and it should never be brushed off as random or dramatic. Sign number 10, and this is the one that ties every previous sign together, the changes are gradual, not sudden. This might be the single biggest reason pain in cats goes unnoticed for so long. We are conditioned to look for sudden, dramatic shifts, a limp, a yelp, an obvious injury. But most feline pain, particularly the chronic kind linked to arthritis, dental disease, or internal discomfort, develops slowly, over weeks or even months. Your cat does not go from athletic and playful to hunched and withdrawn overnight. They drift there, one slightly smaller jump at a time, one slightly shorter grooming session at a time, one slightly quieter morning at a time, until one day you look at them and think, when did they get old? When did they slow down so much, without ever pinpointing an actual moment it happened? This is exactly why routine veterinary checkups matter so much more than most owners realize. Because a trained professional, especially one using tools like the Feline Grimace Scale or a hands-on joint assessment, can catch that slow drift long before you ever would on your own, simply because they are not living with the day-by-day version of your cat. They are seeing the bigger picture snapshot, twice removed from the gradual normalization that happens naturally when you see your cat every single day. Sign number 11, their breathing changes in ways you have to actually watch for, not just listen for. Most owners only think about breathing when it becomes loud, labored, or obviously distressed, but by that point you are usually looking at an emergency, not an early warning sign. The subtler version happens well before that. A cat in significant pain, especially chest, abdominal, or severe dental pain, may breathe slightly faster than normal even while fully at rest, or may breathe in a shallow, restricted way, barely moving the sides of their body with each breath instead of the smooth, visible rise and fall you would see in a relaxed, sleeping cat. The easiest way to actually catch this is to count. While your cat is resting calmly, not after play, not after eating, just resting, count how many breaths they take in 15 seconds and multiply by 4. A normal resting respiratory rate for a healthy cat generally falls somewhere between 20 and 30 breaths per minute. If you start noticing a resting cat consistently breathing faster than that, particularly alongside any of the other signs we have already covered, that combination is worth a call to your vet, not a wait-and-see approach. Now let's clear up one of the most common misunderstandings about all of this, because I hear it constantly. People assume that if their cat is hiding pain from them specifically, it must mean the cat does not trust them, and that idea genuinely upsets a lot of owners. It is simply not true, and understanding why matters. This instinct to mask pain has nothing to do with you personally, and everything to do with millions of years of evolutionary programming that existed long before your cat ever met you. In the wild, a visibly injured or weakened cat becomes an immediate target, both for predators looking for an easy meal and for rival cats looking to challenge territory. The cats who survived long enough to reproduce were disproportionately the ones whose bodies and instincts were best at concealing weakness. And that trait got passed down, generation after generation, all the way to the cat sleeping on your couch right now, who has never once encountered a real predator in their entire life. Your cat is not choosing to keep secrets from you out of mistrust. Their nervous system simply has not caught up to the fact that your living room is safe. If anything, the fact that they let their guard down even slightly around you, seeking you out more, sleeping near you, showing you any of these subtle signals at all, is actually a sign of trust, because a cat who felt truly unsafe with you would hide these signs even more completely, not less. Here is something you can actually do tonight. A simple, gentle at-home check that takes about 2 minutes and does not require any special equipment. Wait until your cat is calm and relaxed, not right after they wake up startled or right after a stressful moment, and sit with them somewhere quiet. Start at the head and very gently with just your fingertips, run your hand slowly down along their spine, watching their face the entire time. Not their body, their face. You are looking for any flinch, any sudden muscle tightening, any ear flick backward, or any attempt to move away from a specific spot. Most cats will simply relax further into this kind of slow, gentle touch if nothing hurts. Next, very lightly, feel along each leg, from shoulder to paw and hip to paw, applying barely any pressure, again watching their expression rather than assuming anything from their body language alone. If you find one specific spot that consistently produces a reaction, a small pull away, a tail flick, a soft warning sound that is valuable information, write it down, note exactly where it was, and bring that specific detail to your vet rather than a vague description. Like my cat seems uncomfortable sometimes, vets can work far more efficiently when you can point to something specific rather than a general feeling that something is off. This is not a replacement for professional examination. Cats are extremely good at masking even during hands-on checks by people they trust, but it is a genuinely useful habit to build into your relationship with your cat, maybe once every couple of weeks, especially as they get older. Think of it less as checking for problems and more as simply getting to know your cat's body, as well as you know their personality. So what do you actually do with all of this? First, start paying attention to baseline, not incidents. Do not wait for one dramatic moment. Watch for small, consistent shifts across the categories we just covered: movement, grooming, appetite, vocalization, affection, and posture. Second, take 30 seconds occasionally to actually study your cat's resting face using what you now know about the Feline Grimace Scale: ears, eyes, muzzle, whiskers, and head position. Third, and this is especially important for senior cats or cats with any diagnosed condition, do not wait for symptoms to become obvious before reaching out to your vet. Because by the time a cat's pain becomes obvious to an untrained eye, that cat has often already been suffering quietly for a significant amount of time. This is actually one of the exact reasons we put together our Senior and Disabled Cat Emergency Guide, because when you are dealing with an aging cat or one managing a chronic condition, knowing how to recognize a real crisis versus ordinary discomfort in the moment at 2 in the morning without a vet on the phone changes outcomes. If that is a situation you are navigating or preparing for, it is linked down in the description, and it walks you through exactly what to watch for and what to do, step by step, no guessing involved. Before you go, I want you to do something for me. Think back over the last week with your cat. Was there a moment, even a small one, where something felt just slightly off? A hesitation before a jump, a quieter morning, a meal they did not quite finish, and you brushed it off because nothing seemed dramatically wrong? Drop it in the comments. I promise you, you are not the only one who has a story like that. And honestly, reading through comments like these is often what teaches this whole community the most, far more than any single video could. Your cat cannot tell you in words when something hurts, but now you know exactly where to look, and that alone puts you ahead of the vast majority of cat owners out there. If this video changed how you are going to look at your cat tonight, that is exactly what we make these for. Hit subscribe if you have not already, because we have got a lot more of this kind of content coming, the stuff that actually helps you understand what is going on behind those eyes. We will see you in the next one, and give your cat a little extra attention tonight, just in case.